Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
India has been under a nationwide lockdown for more than a month now, bringing economic activity to a complete halt, mirroring similar actions from other countries who look to arrest this global COVID-19 pandemic. But the lockdown has had both an economic and social cost. India's GDP growth is expected to be negative in the April to June quarter, with an entire month being wiped out without any economic activity. The government expects a V-shaped recovery, a quick recovery after the sharp plunge. But this recovery is expected only in the second half of the fiscal year. Economists estimate that the full year growth for 2020-21 will vary from a 2% growth to a recession. GDP growth for 2019-20 is also likely to come in below the 5% forecast. Among the social costs has been the large-scale displacement of migrant labor, deprived of a regular income, and their arduous and difficult journey back home. So which sectors are bearing the worst of the brunt? The worst hit has been the service sector, with all travel-related industries like aviation and hospitality coming to a complete standstill. So are other service sectors that have a high degree of person-to-person contact and congregation of people. From the neighborhood salon to large shopping malls to movie halls, industries relying on discretionary spending have been badly impacted. Micro, small and medium enterprises and the construction industry, considered to be labor-intensive and major employers, are also one of the worst hit. The large-scale manufacturing sector, with the exception of those who produce essential items like food products and hygiene and sanitation products, also saw its production coming to a complete standstill. Agriculture is expected to be the only silver lining for India, with a normal monsoon forecast and higher sowing levels for the Kharif crop predicted. Most indicators like credit growth, electricity demand, unemployment, trade data, and oil prices show that economic activity has slumped. Reflecting overall weak demand, electricity demand has declined by up to 30% as many factories have shut shop across the country. Data from CMIE shows that unemployment has sharply increased during the lockdown, with many industries halting production. CMI data shows that unemployment was as high as 26% in the week ending 19th April. The mutual fund industry has also seen a sustained redemption pressure as people look to pull out money in an uncertain investment environment. The industry was spooked further after Franklin Templeton announced closure of its 6 debt funds last week, citing redemption pressures and illiquid markets. The closure effectively barred any withdrawals or fresh investments by investors. RBI was forced to step in on Monday to allay market fears, announcing a Rs 50,000 crore liquidity window for mutual funds. The only big respite for India has been the constant fall in oil prices. A complete collapse in global demand has resulted in a demand-supply mismatch, and lack of adequate storage facilities have pushed down prices to as low as $0 in the futures trade market. Last week, West Texas Intermediate Futures, a benchmark for America's oil industry, had crashed to minus $37.63 a barrel. This meant that oil traders were willing to pay money to buyers to take the oil out of their hands. The impact on the financial markets has also been sustained. The stock markets, tracking global markets and worries over the spread of the pandemic, have tanked. BSE Sensex had fallen to less than 26,000 in March. However, the markets have gradually recovered over the last 1 month, assured that India may be spared an exponential rise in the pandemic and on account of the steps taken by the Reserve Bank of India. The Sensex was trading at around 32,000 levels this week. The rupee also touched a new low of 76.87 against the dollar earlier in April, a depreciation in line with most other currencies who have lost value against the dollar, considered to be a reserve currency. The rupee is inching closer to the record lows of 77 to a dollar. Typically, a depreciating rupee is considered good news for exporters as it makes their exports more competitive. However, a collapse in global demand and trade means that exporters won't be able to capitalize on the depreciation of the rupee. Credit growth has also been tepid, even as most banks have announced emergency COVID-19 credit lines for borrowers to meet their immediate fund requirements. However, problems of repayment, creditworthiness of borrowers, risk aversion among banks, and a general reluctance to borrow among customers in uncertain times saw bank credit fall. As of February end, credit growth was at 7.3% as against 13.2% in the year-ago period. Gold has lived up to its reputation of a safe haven, with many investors flocking to buy this asset to counter uncertainty. Gold demand has surged and so has prices. From around rupees 40,000 per 10 grams in Delhi as of the first week of January, prices have crossed rupees 47,000 per 10 grams in the last week of April. Non-banking finance companies or NBFCs, already in a tight spot before the COVID-19 pandemic, are facing a severe liquidity crunch. Earlier this month, the RBI announced a special window that allowed banks to borrow low-cost funds from RBI and lend them to these companies. The central government acknowledges that the lockdown has had an adverse impact on livelihoods and cannot go on indefinitely. It is looking at a calibrated way of opening up manufacturing units in areas that are the least hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. It has already announced a partial relaxation of the lockdown effective 20th April for some industries. However, the labor-intensive services industry may have to face a much longer wait, with the number of COVID-19 cases reported in India crossing 30,000. This will mean that the government will have to quickly announce more measures to support firms and people worst hit by the lockdown. This is Ramya Nair for The Print. Please do watch our YouTube channel for more such updates.